ones because they're more expensive at Shaw Road.
Are they premium?
So they've got they've got all the Croix and they're like whatever, like 29 cents a can, and then they don't have any of the pamplemousse in the warm section, but then in the impulse buy right by the register in the fridge, they've got the pamplemousse ones, and they're and what is it? They're 35 cents each, extra 6 cents.
I gotta spend.
That's 20% increase.
That's a big spend.
Yeah, but they're cold, so it's worth it. Yeah.
Oh, they're already pre-chilled?
Yeah. Oh, we're live.
Oh yeah, you're going.
Welcome to Gas Station Cappuccino.
Welcome. Episode 67?
Sponsored by Coffee of the Month, Trail Mix Blend.
The Trail Mix Blend. Man, that was fun making that Trail Mix video. And,
yeah. I've actually
and then we ate that
on that.
Then we ate that Trail Mix in about a day and a half. It was gone.
Well, it worked. I liked it.
There was a lot there, too. It was 2 pounds.
I liked it because I could just walk by and pick an almond out. It was like, for me, it was guilt-free snacking.
Between you picking the almonds out and then Kristen picking all the chocolates out, there was nothing but peanuts left.
It was peanuts and M&M's. Or peanuts, yeah.
Peanuts and raisins.
Peanuts and raisins.
And then Dante eating all the
hey,
banana chips.
There's worse things.
Everybody had their own little favorite piece.
Worse things than peanuts and raisins.
That's true. It's so funny. I've never understood why people got upset or get upset about peanuts, being too many peanuts in trail mix. Like, I fucking love peanuts.
Yeah, like, I don't have an allergy.
No. But you could in 7 years. Never know.
What are you talking about?
Well, you can grow an allergy. Your allergies can change every 7 years.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what's that. You know, that is interesting, and let me tell you something else, is as a child, as a youth, I didn't really have any allergies. Like, no real issues. And then, about 5 years ago or so, all of a sudden, it's like springtime, the wind's blowing through a little bit, and then I'm like, man, like my nose is running and my eyes fucking itch. And like I have seasonal allergies. Not bad, but like moderate seasonal allergies.
When you go from not having them to having them, you feel it.
Well, it's irritating.
Yeah.
It's like
allergies are the worst. I feel bad for Austin, our warehouse guy, one of our warehouse guys here. He just, man, the wind picks up, dude, like he's almost like completely immobile. It fucks him up.
Man, and then I wonder, like, is there something I'm doing? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel bad. Yeah, I don't have them like that at all. But I'll get something. Like this, it's funny, we're talking about that, but I never get the eye itch anymore. Haven't had it for years and years. And then this year, like, here we go. Eyes want to be itched all the time. And when I was really young, I'm guessing, 5, 6, 7 years old, maybe even a little older than that. But, man, I couldn't even be around a cat.
Oh, really?
If I was around a cat with hair, like, my eyes would look like I got, like, jumped.
Really?
Yeah, they would get swollen. Like, I couldn't even be around them. And now, like, dogs, cats, like, it does nothing to me at all.
Huh.
So.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know if it's exactly 7 years, but, like, that number sounds about what I remember hearing. But there's something about, like, every decent amount of years, like, your allergies can kind of change. You can grow an allergy that you never had, or you can lose one. You can develop like a bee allergy out of nowhere, and you wouldn't know until you got stung, or like a nut allergy. You just never know.
I hope my slight avocado allergy goes away.
So don't get that tingle anymore.
Yeah, that way my mouth won't itch when I eat avocados because they're so good.
There they are.
I don't. And same thing with bananas, but it's only if they're like not ripe, and that's fine because I don't really like not ripe bananas anyway. I might just wait for them to ripen up.
See, Kelsey loves like when the bananas are still
green.
Yeah, still it's not super green, but like changing.
She likes that chalky flavor.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. She just likes them when they're just like turning to like a very light yellowish green, almost like this Croy can here.
Like the key lime.
Like on the on this part.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like kind of fit. It's almost exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, she won't buy them unless if they're yellow and like how you're supposed to eat them.
Man, yeah, and then once they start getting the spots.
Oh, like the brown spots.
And
then that's when you make a banana cream pie.
Well, so, or...
We put them in the fridge.
Yeah, Jess makes these muffins for the girls, and they're so good. But they're just...
some banana bread?
Dude, it's like bananas. Well, shit, this is how she sneaks some, like, vegetables and protein in. There's, like, bananas, spinach, and then just, like, a handful of spinach, whatever, and then almond butter, and then she puts... some collagen protein in there, and I think like a little almond flour. and then that's it, and then bakes them, and then so you give that as breakfast to like Nora, whatever, and she's pumped because it's like it tastes like banana bread.
We just
doesn't even know that it has like some.
We just picked up
in there.
We just picked up this what is it non-dairy or is it gluten-free non-dairy like all-purpose flour that they're like really pushing at Raley's right now.
Interesting.
And I mean it's a game changer.
Yeah.
You know, for people that are kind of watching that stuff.
Oh, I got a tip for that. If anybody's on keto or is just watching their carb intake. You know, there's all these diet, and I'm using air quotes here, diet ice creams. So there's one out now that's called Rebel ice cream, and it is like keto friendly, and so it's super low carb. And the what they use to sweeten it with is it's actually sweetened with monk fruit extract, and so it doesn't. So there's certain artificial flavorings or fake sugars, you could say, that still like cause insulin spikes and that type of stuff. And so, like, apparently there's two that don't. And so I think it's, like, the sucralose and then which might be stevia, I'm not sure. Anyway, and then monk fruit, the monk fruit extract. And so, anyway, this one, they're used mostly with the monk fruit extract. So, total carbs, it says, like, 18, which still is pretty low. But then the thing is, it's got the whole net carb thing. Like, a lot of the carbs are... Either there's like some fiber in it, and then also it has some of them are the sugar alcohols from the monk fruit, whatever. And so like net carbs in the whole fucking pint is like 6 or 8.
Huh.
And so, anyway, so it's like it's full go if you wanted to.
Rebel,
dude, Rebel ice cream.
Yeah, I don't, is that like pretty new where you can't just get it anywhere?
So Jess heard about it.
Whole Foods maybe.
They had it at Raley's. That's what made me think about it. So it's hard to get.
Raley's
right
is one of the big chains that will get like some of the more
stuff like
niche
that.
stuff.
So we bought like a case online. They ship it to you with dry ice and everything, so it's all still frozen. And then because Jess wanted to try it, and then I was at Raley's, and I remember I was like, they have every one of those. Like they've got the Enlightened, the fucking Chalk Zero, they've got the whatever, like you name it, Halo Top, like you name it. As far as like the fake ice cream, it's there pretty much. I was like, I wonder, and sure as shit, there it is, like 2 or 3 flavors.
I've been eating these things called. This is not on the same page, but for like just a little bit of like a sweet tooth craving kind of snack at night. Not even really a snack, but like a dessert thing is these things called Chloe bars.
Oh, interesting.
They're called Chloe bars, and it's basically it's 3 ingredient. Popsicle.
Oh,
so it's that's their whole thing.
Okay.
And what it is, though, I mean, it's got like a little bit of cane sugar, just real sugar, but not a bunch, and chocolate and water, and it's like a fudgesicle. Like and that's all it's in.
There it is.
And it's good, and yeah, it does have sugar, but it's not.
Yeah, you're
not pumping yourself full of a bunch of sugar alcohols, preservatives, all this other crap that you usually get in like a shitty popsicle.
It's the classic. I will say also that ice cream.
More of a natural popsicle.
I felt fine the next day stomach wise because sometimes you eat something that has some of the sugar alcohols like it's fucked up.
Yeah, eating an Enlightened with all that sugar alcohol in it. I think that's
or like the Len and Larry's cookies, like how it jacks you up,
dude. Yeah,
just fart in the toilet.
Or like just any Quest bar.
Yeah. So I didn't have any of that. Like it was actually totally fine. So that was good news too. But I was gonna say, what was I gonna say about that? Oh, the sugars. It's funny. The real sugar, it's like everything that's kind of coming around like that. Like as it turns out, if you're gonna have something with sugar in it or whatever, like you're probably better off just having the real sugar.
Yeah.
It's like the butter margarine thing. Everyone's using butter, and everyone's like, oh, use margarine. It's like the lower calorie alternative in this whole thing. And then it turns out it's like, oh no, actually all those hydrogenated oils are like the worst fucking thing for you. You should just be eating butter.
Yeah, exactly. And like, the cane sugar thing, all sugar like in moderation or too much sugar is going to be, obviously too much sugar is not good. But if you're going to do any sugar, might as well do the purest form.
Correct.
And just like something that doesn't have a bunch of it in it.
Right.
And you'll probably be okay if it's not part of it.
Well, it's sugar versus corn syrup.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, like it's better.
There's no corn syrup. Yeah.
It's better for it to have a tablespoon of pure sugar than it is to have a tablespoon of corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, whatever.
Yep. Yeah, there's none of that in them. And I think that's their biggest thing is like there's no high fructose corn syrup. That's their niche. It's not like it's not a health popsicle. I mean, it's not sugar in it.
Health-sicle.
But it is like it's cleaner. If you want like something sweet that's kind of like No, you do this instead. And they just taste really good. Because usually, like, think about like a cane sugar soda. It tastes way better than like a regular one.
Yeah.
Like a Mexican Pepsi or like whatever it is. They always use all the cane sugars. Like, fuck, dude. Those are so much better.
That's where it's at.
Yeah. But anyways, that's a lot of sugar talk there.
A lot of sugar talk.
If you're a diabetic, this is just like kind of cringy conversation for you. But
Or maybe you're into it.
Yeah,
or maybe that's part of the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
You know?
You're just sweating thinking about it.
Pull over the nearest gas station.
Mitch says that he's a diabetic, but I just don't believe him. Because he eats terribly. And I've never seen him ever check his blood sugar or anything.
Well, maybe that's...
You know what I'm talking about, Dante?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
believe it.
You've never seen it either?
Nah, not for a second. I don't believe it.
There you go.
Just kidding.
Well, next time he's in, we got to have him check it right in front of us.
Yeah, he'll just, make it up. We'll see.
Pull out your... hey, where's that blood glucosometer at?
Yeah, let's see it.
Is that what it's called? Is that what they're called?
Don't they make those now for...
Glucometer.
If you're in keto, you can like check your blood.
Oh, yeah. We have one.
Stab yourself.
Yeah. Well, because that's married to a nurse, the pee sticks, we're not doing that. She's buying the blood test.
Well, it's more convenient.
Well, it's more accurate.
I'm not trying to piss all over your hands either, you know what I mean?
Well, the
Obviously,
sticks
it's not
are
that it's
pretty
hard.
long. But also, the piss sticks, they're not real accurate because...
Okay, is it?
Well, one, the colors, and sometimes that's not... But then the thing is, too, like, I test negative on the pee strips all the time, but then test my blood, and I'm for sure, like, weighing ketosis.
Huh.
And the reason, I believe there's a few reasons. One is, like, what's in your urine just shows what was in your body previously, not what is right now, because it's in your bladder. You don't, like, reabsorb anything from your bladder. So, one is, like, it could be a good test of where you were a couple hours ago, more than it is now. But then but that's not really a reason for it to be negative, so to speak. But the reason my mind's always negative or really low, I believe, is also because I'm always pretty hydrated. Like, I drink a lot of water. Like, my piss is clear.
True diluted.
My piss is always clear. And so it's like, yeah, like, even if you have a shit ton of ketones in your system, if it's just so diluted down, because that's how it tells you where it's at on the, it's like the whatever the weight of it, like how much is in there, right? And so if there's more water, that's going to show a lot lower amounts. So like when mine doesn't show anything, it's always like the lowest, it always like trace amounts, right?
Yeah.
And then so that's the one thing. And then the other thing is that I've heard that when you are more adept at it, when you're better at when your body's more accustomed to it, then you don't piss out as many ketones because your body uses them. Right? So like when your body's first getting used to being in ketosis, you're like cranking out these ketones and your body uses them, kinda, and then you have like excess ketones because your body doesn't uptake them the same rate it should because it's still trying to use sugar and breaking down muscle for sugar because it's not used to this ketone fuel or whatever. Like as you're making the switch to your body being better at it.
Yeah.
So for the first couple weeks, it happens a lot of times, people, like after you say you start a ketogenic diet, like a week later, you might be in full-on keto, and those piss sticks are like turning dark colors, turning purple and shit. But then like a month later, all of a sudden they're not anymore, or even a couple weeks later, they're not as dark, right? And so that's kind of, I think, part of it too. With me is that it's just my body's accustomed to running off a keto diet. And so I don't have a bunch of excess ketones just fucking floating around. It's like my body needs ketones. It'll just burn some fat, make some ketones real quick, and it just makes what I need. And then and then it actually gets used. My muscles and everything just use the ketones, so I don't have excess. So, which makes sense. Like you only piss out things you don't need or things that are in excess, right?
It's like taking like a huge multivitamin pack, and then your piss is just orange.
Exactly.
It's like, oh yeah,
because
you didn't need that. You didn't need those 30 pills at once.
Exactly. So I think that's an interesting thing too. So then the blood though. So I like right now, like I don't use the P6 often because of that. But yesterday I was like, oh, whatever. It's been a couple weeks since I've used one. And then she'll like trace them out. But then I went and test my blood and it's like way over. I'm like, whatever, like 0.1 or something.
Interesting.
I'm like, oh, well, I'm clearly have ketones in my blood, but not in my urine.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see that being a pretty obvious reason for it not showing.
Funny too, it's weird when you first get it, you're like, okay, because if you're not, diabetic, you're not used to checking your own blood for anything. You're like, okay, so I'm just gonna like poke my finger and squirt this little drop of blood onto this. And it's kind of like it's almost like a weird thing if it's not a normal thing, right? But it's, again, like we have it because she's a nurse, and so she's like, oh yeah, just it's like popping it out. And I'm like, all right. So then you kind of learn, and now it's no big deal. But the first couple times, you're like, all right, it's
kind of hesitate,
it's a little weird,
to press it,
a little weird. Well, and then you got new lances, and these ones don't have the they don't click. Like it's just straight up, basically a little fucking push pin. So you just gotta actually stab yourself.
Oh, so there's no button.
No, we used to have ones that had a button, and we were out, and she went to buy more, and they showed up, bought them on whatever Amazon. They showed up, and they're just manual lances. There's no click button, and she's like, "Oh, this is a little more." I'm like, "Yeah, this is a little more. You're really doing it now."
Oh yeah, because you gotta
you see,
can't hesitate.
Just push it and poke yourself. But then same thing.
I don't like that. I don't like the fact that it doesn't gauge the depth itself.
Oh yeah, before when you just put it against your skin and tap it, no big deal.
Because it's designed to go only a certain distance.
Well, and yeah, exactly. Well, the lance, the actual needle's only so long. You can only go so deep anyway.
Okay.
But anyway, it's actually not that big of a deal now that I've done it a few times. But before, you don't even see it. You just put the thing down.
I feel bad because Kelsey's mom's their chihuahua has diabetes, so she has to give it 2 shots a day, and she has to grab his back of his neck and just shove this needle into his fucking neck twice a day, every day.
There it is.
And it was just oh man, she hates doing it, but she has to do it every day.
Talk about IVF, the infertility treatment.
Oh yeah.
Some friends were going through that, and same thing. When you're going through that deal, the woman, she's taken because they're trying to get the egg count up and all this thing.
Yeah.
And so she's just same thing, a couple times a day doing injections, and just that part of the deal for a while.
I don't even like getting my blood drawn. I had a bruise. I had to get a blood test, and I had a bruise on my arm for 2 weeks, and that fucking shit hurt for 2 weeks. They missed my.
They hit the side of the vein or something.
Well, they missed it. It actually still hurts. I'm putting pressure on it. This was weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's still sore. They couldn't get it on this side. They screwed up. And then once it all was said and done, and I see the little dot where they did it, I was like, oh yeah, because it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
And then
I can see your vein from here.
And then they did it on my tattoo side, and they got it no problem. And this one doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
But this one's fucking hurts like fuck.
We probably damaged the sides.
They probably did something. They fucked me up.
Yeah.
Fucking Sutter.
Dude, what a mess.
But yeah. I don't like needles. I can't watch it.
No.
A tattoo needle is totally different. That doesn't bother me at all.
No, me
but I don't know. I think it's the internal image of it going into the vein part.
I used to
that you imagine.
I used to not be so bad with it, and then one time I had a really bad experience donating blood, and I ended up fainting.
I remember that.
Ever since then, it's just they put the needle in, and then when
they asked you if you were fine, you're like, yeah, I'm good.
Well, you passed out. They had a weird angle with it, they hit. Anyway, so it was it started vibrating. So I think when they put the needle in, they went upstream, whatever, and as the needle was hitting the edge of the vein, as the blood was going past it, it was vibrating a little bit against the inside. They didn't tape it down right. It's against the inside of my vein. It was fucking weird, and I was like, what the fuck? It was bad, and then I started thinking about what was going on and why, and it was super weird, and then I fainted. Ouch. Next thing I know, they've got ice pack on my chest and the smelling salts, and everything. Boom! Hit me with smelling salts.
Dude, I used salts the other day.
They come back for a second one, and I was like, I'm good, I'm up! And she just fucking did it anyway.
I love salts.
Oh, dude.
I love the smell of
salts.
salts.
Me too.
Yeah, I every once in a while. Every once in a while,
I like it when I'm controlling it. I don't like when someone else is shoving that shit in my face.
I'll tell you what, that shit, I don't care what anybody says or their opinions on the smelling salts, but that shit just works.
It gets you going.
It fucking works so good.
It will get you going.
I don't every once in a while I'll have to press or do some squatting for my program, and there's nothing hitting some salts before doing some strict press. Hit some strict press, heavy strict press, sets of 5, barbell strict press.
Going into the grinder, entering the grinder.
Yeah, you hit that first rep after hitting the salts, you don't even feel it.
I gotta buy some.
Just fucking flies up.
I gotta get some nose torque.
Dude, I got the new one. It's at the gym, a new brand called the Skull Smash.
Is that okay? So, what's the top look like?
It's red.
And there's a screw top.
Screw top.
There's a brand now that last time I was at Cal Strength, they had some. It was in a bottle that looked like travel shampoo.
So the top flips open.
So the top, it doesn't flip open, but like a press, like you press the sides and it levers up.
Yeah.
So it levers up, and then also the sides of the bottle were like squishy. So instead of like undoing the top and like unscrewing it and then doing it, because you can't just toss it, you gotta like screw the top back on before you toss it. This one, like you pop that little top, you have a little squeeze, and so the shit comes out. Then you can just toss it off to the side. Nothing's coming out of there. Nothing's rolling out. Also, I think it stays fresher because you're not taking the whole top off. You're just like getting a little bit of air exposure.
I never take. And this is the problem. Yeah, there's a little bit of smelling salt etiquette. We've actually had to implement in the gym. Is that these some of these noobs don't know what they're doing,
passing around wide open.
Well, they take the top off all the way, and then they're like hitting it from like back here, and it's like, wait, what are you doing?
No, just crack the lid and get your nose. No,
yeah, you just the proper etiquette is you unscrew it and you just kind of crack open the side, how you're explaining, how that one does it on its own. Then you get your shit right in there, hit it hard, then close it, toss it. You have to throw it.
No, you have to. You can't.
If you don't throw it, then you wasted the whole experience.
It's got to be minimum. I'd say 50 inches away from body. I'm talking. It's got to be over 4 feet. Yeah, it's not like almost 4 feet. You got to go over 4 feet.
You got to throw it. And but yeah, you can't take the whole top off. It kills it. It kills the bottle. It makes it last about a tenth the time it could.
Yeah.
And it gets dried out. Some people fucking don't even. They just like set it down open. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Come on, that shit's like $12.
Yeah.
It's like not cheap.
No.
But it's definitely one of those things though where like
they could charge $50.
It's also, but I'm just saying in general, like it's kind of addicting.
Oh yeah.
So you got to be kind of careful with it. I honestly at one point I almost had to take like a break from it. Like like when I was like training like full time hardcore training, like, and when I say full time I mean like after my regular life, but like every single day.
Well, 7 days a week. You know him too. We know somebody who was hitting the nose torque, started doing it every time they lifted, and their wife cut him off.
Yeah. Who was that?
CZ.
Oh. I don't know. I was like, I just know so many people that use it like all the time.
You got put on a nose torque.
Oh, that's right.
Regimen. No more smelling salts because and at first like, well, that seems like kind of like controlling, and then I thought about it, and I thought about when I trained with them, and I was like, yeah, it's probably the right thing.
It's probably the right move.
It's every single. It's not just like every training session. It's like every set. It's like, dude, that's the empty bar. You're warming up. He's like, yeah, dude, trying to get warm.
Because it just gives you that rush. It's an endorphin rush, and just the smell itself is like, it smells good in a weird way.
Once you get used to it.
It's like gasoline. Some people like to smell like gas. It's like it's just
bleach.
Yeah. One time, I remember the very first time I ever did nose torque, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know what to expect.
Burn your eyes.
Oh fuck, dude! Like worse than that. Worse than that. Like I had, it was like a brand new bottle. I fucking got my nose all up in that shit, and I took a fatty, and like I could not smell, and I couldn't open my eyes. I couldn't smell. I'm not exaggerating. I lost my sense of smell for like 12, 15 minutes to the point where like I thought like I fucked something up.
You're like, well, that's that.
Like I thought like I lost my sense of taste and smell.
You have to put ketchup on everything. It's the only thing.
I started getting like a little panicky. I was like, dude, what the fuck did I just do? And but yeah, no, my eyes were watering. I couldn't even fucking open my eyes. It was a fucking nightmare. I couldn't even finish working out. Like I didn't know like it was just like a regular day. I had no idea what I was doing.
Oh, ammonia.
But it didn't deter me from going back.
No.
You just gotta be more careful next time.
Once bitten, twice shy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But it was
ease into this bottle.
Anyways, if you're, I'm not saying everybody needs to go out there and do the nose torque, but it definitely helps. Competition day.
Look,
but as long as you're doing it, as long as you know what you're doing when you do it on competition day, because it can actually probably fuck you up too.
Well, I don't think
you overhyped.
I don't think you hit the nose torque for the first time on competition.
But I've seen a lot of people though, like hitting it for the first time, like their coach or like somebody's like, "Oh, dude, go for it! Here, try this."
Oh, let's put a PR in the bar. Let's light him up.
Let's get him. Oh, the PWA, there's always nose torque floating around.
Here's another thing too.
And the coaches are just walking around with it in their pocket.
Dude, that's it. Well, here's the thing too. I'm coaching someone in a meet, right? You hit the nose torque, you give it back to me. I hit the nose torque. That's how it goes. Every now and then, I'll go wild. I'll go before and after.
Yeah.
We got to make sure it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it's like strong enough for them. And then they hit the nose torque. And then it's like, and one more before I put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all the way in my pocket. I better just go and rip it right now.
I remember this like I don't know if we talked about this or not before. I've ever seen this Seinfeld episode where Jerry's like goes to the dentist, and the dentist like takes like the gas or whatever, and
Oh, yeah.
he takes like a little hit, make sure it's working, and then he just kind of goes, "Yep, good," and then puts it on.
Yeah.
I think I might have talked about that before. I don't remember, but that shit was always hella funny to me. And he just kind of looks out like, "What the fuck? You about to operate on me? You're getting all high on this gas?"
I don't know. Some people may not like this, but whatever. Is that the children's dentist? They have like laughing gas, whatever, right? Well, they don't just give it to them all the time in like their cleanings. But if you're like filling a cavity, like you tell that 4-year-old to keep her fucking mouth open. You know what I mean? Like,
Or give him a shot in the mouth.
right, like she's going to bite your finger off, you know? Or like you put in things like a whatever, like a clamp to keep it open. Like, yeah, tell me that 4-year-old's not gonna be screaming the entire time, right?
Because they can't do. Is there rules against like local
I don't know. I'm
on
not sure.
on kids?
Well, I think they can do local still, but it's like,
Probably easier just to give them the gas.
well, like I don't want my mouth viced open.
No,
You know what I mean?
Because every time I've ever gotten a cavity filled,
and
which
they
was
don't-
like once, it
and
was
kids don't understand.
local.
You know what I mean? They don't understand what's going on. Like they kind of okay, they know that they have whatever cavity in their tooth, they're getting it filled, but like they don't have like the discipline to just like deal with it. No, it's gonna be over soon. You know, like stuff like that. So anyway, so Maddie had to get a filling, and she was like 5, and so they at the kid's dentist. They put this little, it's like a little red, it looks like a clown nose almost, like this mask on just their nose. And they're like, okay, and just like breathe through your nose, you know? And she's like, all right. And they had like TV in the ceiling. So she just like reclined watching episodes of fucking Peppa Pig or whatever,
Yeah.
some kid show with like this thing. And she just like chill, just fucking laid there and they filled the whole cavity and that was that.
They
And
probably
then-
put it on pretty low.
Oh yeah, well yeah, exactly. But then it's funny. They're done. She has to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, all right, I'm like to get off the table, and she's like a little sketchy.
Yeah.
like just
for
a
sure.
little like all right, like she's fine, but just like a little wobbly. And anyway, so then a couple months later, she like wasn't brushing her teeth or not flossing or some shit. And I'm like, Maddie, like you gotta brush your teeth, otherwise you gotta take you to the dentist and have to like push in that chair and like fill another cavity, you know, when they put that like mask on you. She goes, I kind of liked when they put that little that red nose mask on me. And
That's funny.
And I was like, yeah. I said, oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
let's try to avoid that. No, I was cracking up. Though. I'm like, shit.
Oh,
Yeah, me
that's
too.
hella funny.
I like it too.
That's funny.
I kind of liked when they put that thing on me.
I don't know why. Yeah, that's a funny story. That's great. Of course they do. Like it's like that's why it's called laughing gas because
Right.
it makes things funny and it makes
Yeah.
it obviously gives you some kind of like joyness
Right.
feeling.
Yeah.
It's totally not good for you, but
No,
to an
and
extent.
and it's probably not good for children.
No.
But I'm sure also it's one of those things like
it was so bad,
it's
they wouldn't
on-
do it.
Exactly. And it's on so low, like you said. And it's not like she was like totally fucking lit up. It was just like
Which I've seen videos of that.
just like slightly sedated.
Yeah, you've seen videos like on Facebook or YouTube.
Oh, that's
of
a-
kids is totally out of whack on.
Well, like you
laughing
get your
gas.
wisdom teeth out. That's like the most popular one because so many people get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's nonstop. Like you're taking your 19-year-old to get their wisdom teeth out. What you're doing is you're having your camera out
Mm-hmm.
when they're coming to. Like that's just what people do.
Yeah, for sure. Get that whole experience on the for everybody to see them just freaking out.
Freaking out or exactly. I think Kristen actually has a good one with her daughter
Oh, Riley. Yeah, there was one with Riley, I think.
where she was
Just kind of out of it.
Oh yeah, totally out of it. Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
Laughing gas, no salts,
no salts,
zero sugar.
0 sugar. Sums it up. I guess there we go.
With the ice cream though, back to the ice cream talk.
Yeah.
I went full send on some ice cream the other day, and if I'm going full send, I'm grabbing Haagen Dazs.
Go Ben and Jerry. Oh.
No, Haagen Dazs coffee ice cream is like I think the best tasting like coffee ice cream you can get.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Anybody?
One of the Rebel flavors is coffee.
Really?
I'll let you know. When
I just love the Haagen Dazs coffee ice cream. My dad always ate it growing up,
Ah.
so like I didn't like it then though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like until when I was like in my early teens, I started liking it or whatever because it was always in there. But now I really like it.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, it's so good. And like Haagen Dazs always does it like super thick, very milky. Like if you're lactose and you're eating Haagen Dazs, you're
in
fucked.
trouble.
But
Yeah.
anyways,
Well, it's like that. Is it the Breyers that does the the heavy cream or whatever. Then would have one that's like, or the 7 ingredients.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like takes
Same thing.
longer to make.
I think it's real sugar and not corn syrup.
The slow churned. We've actually got that a few times. Kelsey likes the slow churned. It tastes creamier. It tastes better.
Have you ever heard of the ice cream diet? Like this is a thing. I only made a name for it because there's not like a real name for it.
Mm-hmm.
But this was years ago, like probably 8 years ago or so. Nick, one of my original business partners in the gym.
Yeah.
He's out of it now. But he heard about this thing. He's like, oh, dude, it was actually like to stay lean but get the most out of your workouts or some shit. He's like, dude, you just eat a bowl of ice cream every night. And he was eating a bowl of ice cream every night. And he was like, wasn't gaining weight from it, whatever. Like, I don't remember exactly the whole thing. But it was you got to get just vanilla, which is fine because I like actually.
Yeah, vanilla ice cream is good.
Yeah, and so is the Breyers, the 7 ingredient whatever. Like if you get like just their plain like their vanilla one, it's you read the ingredients, it's like there's legit like 7. It's like milk, cream,
probably the slow
sugar, yeah, and that's it. Like guar gum, like that's it. So. Anyway, he was doing this. I'm like, well, fuck, I'll do it. Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And so I did it for a while, and then it was one of those things where it's like a couple weeks later, you're having this bowl of ice cream every night, and you're fine. Like, you're not really, like, gaining weight from it, and, like, your workout's going well. And then you just have this moment where I'm like, what am I really doing here? Like, what's the benefit from this? Like, am I just doing this because I can? And, like, is it really good for me to be eating this, like, bowl? Like, is this a habit I really want to get into? Is this just, like, anyway, and so I stopped at one point, yeah.
So, what is the benefits, though, again?
It's unclear.
It's supposed to be like a carb load recovery type thing?
I think the idea is that it's just like a carb load recovery type thing.
It's a protein, carb, recovery.
Mostly carb. It's like high glycemic, carb.
I mean, there's like 5, 6, 7 grams of protein probably in that bowl.
I don't know.
Based off of just the milk?
Maybe. Yeah. And it's fatty, And I think that's kind of it. Like if you're trying to, probably the thing a lot of times if people are trying to gain weight, whatever, is they don't eat enough or they don't eat enough fat or simple carbs type thing.
Fill some like empty macros or just missing macros.
And I think the plan is you only do it on the days you work out, whatever. And also, but it's just kind of
maybe it's also for like a motivator.
Well, I think also it could be absolutely. I think it also is in the whole thing of it's counter to what traditional thought is, which is you don't want to. How do you lose weight? Well, don't eat after 7 p.m. and especially don't eat sugars late in the evenings. And then it's like, nah, dude, actually eat this bowl of ice cream every night, and like you're
that you work out
every night that you work out. So when you think about it like that, it kind of makes sense. It's because when you work, it's not like okay, there's the window of gains people talk about, like your 30 minutes post workout for protein or whatever the fuck people say. But realistically, like your body uses calories differently for like hours.
Oh, for sure. And I think we touched on this a little bit before, but for people that might not have been around at that time or I'll just say it again anyways. Yeah, newbies. New Knights of the Grounds Table.
I was going to say they were not previously Knights of the Grounds Table.
Like I've heard from multiple, UC Davis Hospital nutritionists and just a bunch of people you got at least 2 hours to get those gains. Yeah. That gains window. It's open for at least 2 hours after you work out.
Yeah.
If you want like the recovery benefits, but like even then, as long as you're getting it in,
right,
you're fine. But like if you really want to like get the most potential out of it, it's probably better to do it in that 2 hour window, like your proteins and your carbs for like recovery after post workout. But I think it's easy to tell people like, yeah, do it, 30 minutes after, so you don't forget.
Because then at least they do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I would still like to say, like, I don't know, if you were to tell somebody that's new to nutrition or new to that kind of stuff, it's probably still always tell them to do it. Like, hey, just do it like right after you work out. Just get that consistency going. But technically, I think you do have a lot broader time.
If you're really worried about the 30-minute window, your body doesn't digest everything instantaneously. It takes like digestion, right? Especially if it's an actual food. But even like a shake, it doesn't just like you don't drink a shake and protein enters your bloodstream. Like your body still has like break it down and digest it. So realistically, if it was like say less than a 30-minute or less than an hour window, like really you need to be drinking that shake during the workout
like
or just prior to the exactly. Which makes me think of RP Strength.
Remember I used to do those intra shakes? You remember that?
Oh yeah, so did I.
I did. It was Brandon Lilly gave me like a weight gaining diet. It actually got me yeah, it worked really well for me. He had me drinking casein protein
Yeah.
mixed with like fucking 2 or 3 scoops of
Tang.
Gatorade powder,
Oh, that was Tang, yeah.
which was like, that's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a lot, but like, it was like a pre-workout, and it was like, I started feeling like, trust me, I was getting the energy, and I was getting the the benefits like I wanted as far as size gains and stuff like that. And but as far as like just kind of that sugar crash,
Oh, dude.
and just all that stuff that comes along with that, you got to weigh out like what's more beneficial to you and your goals. So once I kind of like helped keep that weight on, I kind of cut that out.
I used RP,
But it definitely worked.
I used RP Strength to go up in weight one time to fill in the weight class a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And it was same shit. It was like during workout, you take a intro workout shake, and I think it was one or half a scoop of protein or something, but then mixed with like simple sugars, like use Tang or Gatorade powder.
Yeah.
I actually just bought like Vitargo or whatever it was, or an Operant, which is like straight. You can just buy carb powder. And
Yeah,
so-
I had those. I started using that for
so I
sure.
like use the carb powder, and then, but yeah, same thing is, and also I would notice.
You kind of start to crave it.
That's what I was gonna say. Is talk about sugar cravings. Like
Yeah.
later on, I'd be like having these sugar cravings, and that's always my hesitation.
If
with
you're talking 2-3 scoops of
Yeah.
Gatorade powder, like that's a fucking lot.
Well, you're talking about taking like 60 to 90 or whatever, basically straight grams of carbs at one shot. Well, and so that's kind of the whole thing is if you're strictly doing it for performance, then maybe you don't care. But just if you're talking about someone's working out just to be healthy and they want to like put on a little size or something or
But don't
do
do
something
that.
like that, no, because the thing is like,
it's an athlete move.
do you want to have like sugar cravings throughout the day? And like if you're having the sugar cravings, then obviously there's something going on at the cellular level that like is making you want these. Like I don't think it's just mental, although maybe it is. And even if it is, that's a whole other thing. So it's
Yeah.
like, is that really health wise? Is it the most beneficial? Because performance and health don't always line up.
No, they don't. But it's definitely more of on that. Obviously, not even more on that. It is on that performance, like athlete style, extra tool.
Yeah.
Not for like the general health and fitness enthusiast.
You know what I'm going to try?
Like, don't go to 24 with your
Yeah.
fucking Gatorade, 4 scoops of Gatorade powder and casein protein.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to help you shred down and necessarily
Yep.
do what you want.
I'm pumped to actually try the RP Strength app. So they have an
Oh, they
app
have an
now,
app now.
and I think you see. I don't know 100%. I haven't fucked with it too much, but you put in your height, weight, all that stuff, and your goals, and then how aggressive you want to get, like time frame. Like, okay, you want to gain muscle. How much you want to gain? Say 10 pounds. All right, what's your time frame? You talking like you want to do that over 12 weeks, or do you want to do that over 36 weeks? Like you pick your time frame, and then it gives you your macro, and then it tells you how aggressive that is, and then it gives you the macros to eat for that. And I think
This is a paid app?
yeah, so when you download the app for free, I think then you could pay. I think monthly it's like $15. And you want to talk about like, what's funny is when people hire a nutritionist that does their macros, what do you think your nutritionist that you email off your results to? What do you think they're doing?
They're using their design templates
They're plugging into a spreadsheet anyway
that they made.
that they made, but it's like RP Strength does that same thing. It has the templates, but so it's instead of paying a coach, whatever, $150 a month for nutrition, you just try it, get the app, $15 a month, try it for a couple months, and like that might be everything you need. Just run your own template. Or you can, I think if you buy a year, you get a discount too. If you like pay a year up front, it's like a year for $100 or something, which is like less than 1 month of a nutrition
150
coach.
for a year.
What's that?
150 a year.
$150 a year. There you go.
That's one time charge. Like
So-
that's a
So you save two months worth of payments in.
Because we got a giveaway coming up.
Oh, that's right. Oh, we're gonna do a giveaway with it.
A year free.
Oh shit.
I don't know when it's coming out.
We're gonna do
but it's
a giveaway with RP Strength. I didn't even know we had that that it was scheduled in yet. Yeah.
coming.
Yeah. So there you go. Look for that coming out. We'll do a giveaway with RP Strength, where you can have a
Get your
chance.
own login.
You can win a full year of that app.
yeah. And
A
whoever
year of nutrition
and-
coaching? You fucking kidding me?
And if you're listening to this and you're the winner, you better take advantage of that.
You better take advantage of that shit.
Change your life
Change your life.
for free.
Yeah. There it
I'm
is.
giving you the keys to changing your life.
There it is. Keys to the vault.
That's it.
All right, this has been an episode of Gas Station Cappuccino. Send us an email. podcast at caffeineandkilos.com. See you guys.